I'll be back.
Where'd you
Don't
going?
worry, I'll be right back.
So you gonna wait till come on to leave? Well, while he is doing that, I am going to share that we are live because I haven't quite figured out how to get all the things shared while we're on live. And I think apparently he went to go get his phone so he can do that. But
No, I didn't either. I just wanted to go get my phone because I want to talk to other people while I talk to her. Ooh, I need a haircut. Ooh.
you want to do what?
Nothing, baby. I was joking.
You gonna share it?
Whew. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, let's go. What are we talking about? What the hell going on here? Heck going on here? All right, come on, let's talk.
That is not me.
Who is that then?
That's something else.
Oh, it says right there.
I know, but that's not the right thing. That's one of my posts. I don't know what the supposed to be something new Facebook doing.
Oh, something my phone don't do.
How do y'all feel about this new Facebook stuff? I don't like it.
Me neither.
I don't like if you're in a group, they can do at everyone and everyone automatically gets tagged in the group. I don't like the whole, if you belong to a group, you automatically in some chat that somebody starts in a group. I think all of that is just craziness. And then they also have, now it looks like they have it where if you are admin of the group, like they're literally just adding people to your, like people are seeing your page, your post, like just automatically, like your personal, not from your page, but from your personal profile. So Facebook doing too much. I don't know why they're doing all that. I don't like the settings. I hate to add everyone. I've had to go into like several groups and try to take me out of the batch notifications because I don't know why people can keep doing that. That's just weird. So he's trying to share the thing.
Don't even worry about what I'm trying to do. What's the conversation?
You're pushing on the wrong thing.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You go down there and say share.
Oh, right there. Share.
So you see how he want to act like he know what he doing.
Yep. All I do is cause trouble on Facebook. I ain't for all this shit. Ooh. So this the topic.
Oh, it's got closed caption on there. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Okay. Anyway, so look, I have a topic. It's about being addicted to sex, right? So, but before I talk about that, I just want to hit on one little topic that my husband and I, we already discussed earlier, but say
that again.
My husband and
I love that.
We've already discussed it earlier, but there have been some people talking about this topic, so I just want to hit on it. And it's basically some woman posted about a friend of hers, who's obviously a male, and he has a daughter. He obviously is not with the daughter's mom, and I'll just read the post what the lady said. She said, a friend of mine was upset because his daughter told him, even though she loved him, she loved her stepfather too. She told him she loved the way her stepfather loves her mom. Now this dad totally caters and spoils his daughter, and he loves her like no other. But she says she wants to marry a man like her stepfather because she has never seen her dad love a woman. Her opinion is he makes a great dad, but not a great husband. She says he does everything for me, but she knows he doesn't do much for the women he dates. He was so crushed. He really thought she would say she wanted a man like him. Showing your children healthy relationships is important. They really learn a lot from you. Some people who have seen this post for some reason, I guess, totally missed the part about what this daughter is expressing to this father. And they are so hell-bent on making it seem like she's being disrespectful because she's being, I guess maybe because she's supposedly spoiled, that she's just ungrateful. And it doesn't seem to me as though they're understanding that there's a dynamic at play here. Like there's a difference between how a parent loves their child and how a parent loves a partner. And you can be showing your child two totally different things at one time. And for some reason, it doesn't seem like they get this. You can show your child, that you love them and be doting on them and spoil them and get them everything they want. And you can at the same time expose them to unhealthy relationships. You can expose them to even abusive relationships. You can expose them to somebody not being treated very well. And I just think it's important for us to remember that there's two things at play here. Yes, what we do for our kids, how we treat our kids matter, but they also look at what we do and what we show them in action as far as how we treat others. Those others could be family members, friends, romantic interests. Our kids are always looking at things like that too. So they're seeing us from both lens. They're seeing us from that lens, and they're seeing us from the lens in which how we treat them. And to be honest, I've actually seen situations and heard from daughters that have talked about what has impacted them the most. And guess what's impacted them the most? How their fathers treated the women that they were with. It wasn't necessarily about how the father treated them, but what impacted them was how the father treated the women. I don't know if that's the same for boys. And that's maybe a good dynamic too.
I don't think it is.
If you look at it from even the boy's perspective, if the dad spoils the son and everything else, and then he shows the son like the mistreatment of women, what impact does that have on a son? And then in the same token, if a son is living with his mom and the mom dotes on him and loves him, but she shows him maybe like either she's always in these toxic relationships with these guys, or maybe she's actually a woman that dogs guys out all the time. How is a son impacted by that? Because that's something that we don't normally always talk about, like the father, how he impacts the son, how he can impact the son in similar ways as he impacts his daughter. But I just thought about that, like off the cuff. Like, what do you think? Do you think the son will feel the same way as the daughter?
No, I don't, because of the I don't know what you call it, the male privilege that you like to say. A society, the views of a man and a woman, a boy and a girl sometimes are different. I would think that the son will I mean, that's a 50-50 thing. Maybe it affects him more indirectly than directly, or it could be directly. I don't know, because he could go either way. Either he could follow his father's footsteps and treat women the same way, and he'd be like, oh, I don't really like the way that, you know, my father treated women or treated my mother or whatever the case, and then do the total opposite of it. So I think that guys actually, I really believe young men would be more, because of what we supposed to be, would be more of the going down the father's line of mistreating women, if that's what he did. Whereas a woman, because of the cliche say, y'all natural, what does it say? What is it? Nurturers.
Yeah.
Then y'all look for your knight in shining armor, where we use, sex, or we become socialized or use sex as a badge of honor or some type of trophy if we sleep with XYZ amount of women.
All right.
So I don't think that a young man would. I'm not gonna say all. It's a lot of guys that will go the opposite way of what their father do if they're doing wrong. But for the most part, if you watch your father do that, and then especially going to public school and they, become around their peers, and the peers is talking about, this, that, and the third. I got this woman, I got that woman, or I slept with this girl, slept with that girl. Mm-hmm. That's gonna send them down the way of the negative way of mistreating women. So I think it would negatively affect a young man more than it would a woman, because for whatever the reason is, women want to be loved, which is nothing wrong with it. Let me say that, and are able to be loved and give love quicker and mature. That's what I'm looking for, and mature more than men or young men. So with a woman or a young lady being able to mature, because y'all can get married way earlier than us and be in the mindset of being married, where most young guys just out here chasing women.
I don't know. I think it impacts them both equally negatively, but maybe in different ways, because I'm just thinking about it. Like, I have
the negative way would be doing what the father did. I don't think
but I know one girl told me that it made her, like, because of how she saw her dad treat women, she like navigated towards toxic relationships. So she actually ended up finding men that treated her the same way her dad treated women, which was not a good way.
Well, I've never heard of that, but okay, I'm listening.
So she was saying that it hurt her in that way. I guess maybe because she was looking for her father in the men, but the traits that her father had were not good traits necessarily, or were the traits that maybe people who have a tendency to treat dog people out had, if that makes sense. So in that, she ended up attaching herself to like toxic men because of how her dad treated women.
I could see that, but I can't really necessarily speak on that.
But even if it pushes you away from men though. Well, so isn't that a negative too?
Yeah, that's definitely a negative in that manner. Because I'm not ashamed of that. Like that's even like one of my daughters said that because of how I was, that my actions pushed her away from men, and that was part of the reason that she didn't want to be involved in a heterosexual relationship. So I could see that, and I could see that from experience. So yeah. But then then Jermaine is the total opposite of me, to a certain extent. But society took over him too a little bit. He knows and hates the way that I was as far as treating people and treating ladies and his mother. So he has a better no, I don't want to be like that. Although I think certain things that he has done was because of society's influence on, hey, this is what a guy's supposed to be. So I don't know. That's interesting though.
And I'm just wondering if it's like sometimes with like we talked about before, like how different things that you encounter in life manifest itself in different ways. So in that situation, I said maybe the way it manifested. Okay, so the one I just read, the girl said that she found someone who mirrored the relationships that she liked, right? Which was her stepfather. So she wanted a man like her stepfather. But in situations where a person doesn't have access to that, maybe it manifests itself in different ways, like in other situations where the girl attached herself to toxic guys.
But so how would she attach herself to toxic guys? If that's what I don't understand. How could someone attach themselves to somebody, a toxic guy, if their father is actually, well, I guess he's being toxic towards other women.
Mm-hmm.
But if none of that toxicity rubs off on her as far as how he treats her, how in return would that make her want to attach herself to somebody, how he treats other women versus how he treats her?
Wouldn't it be the same if a girl witnessed or a person witnessed their dad abusing women that they were with, and so then they started dating guys that abuse them? Because that's happened too.
Interesting. I don't know.
So I think it'd be kind of like the same thing.
Well, and I still wouldn't understand that.
Like I don't think they even intentionally do it. I think it's like a subconscious thing, because that's what they've seen and that's what they're used to. Because you have some people that say like, I'm not gonna be like that, and then they end up being like that.
But maybe, yes, I was gonna say maybe because they see that and then don't want it, and if they allow themselves, if they ever get in that situation because they've seen it, they think that, okay, like you said that earlier, like, okay, yeah, well, this is how everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. That's interesting.
It is. But so anyway, I was just thinking like it felt like a lot of people really didn't get what this daughter was saying. I don't know how old her daughter is because the lady doesn't say it, but I think her feelings were valid and what she said was valid. But it goes to show again that, parents, your kids are watching you. Every healthy relationship you're in, every toxic relationship you're in, how you allow someone to love you, how you love yourself. They see all that, regardless of what we do for them. They're still seeing our actions, and sometimes our actions are making a bigger impact than what we would think they were. So, anyway, you remember your topic?
I don't.
He doesn't remember his topic. Okay, so the other topic, the main topic was being addicted to sex, right?
Oh.
So,
like you?
No, I'm not. Don't do that.
You very much are.
I'm not. Don't say that.
Okay.
So there's a scenario where a lady is married and her husband has been having an affair on her. He's been having an affair with 2 different women. The reason why she found out about the affair is because even though the women knew about her, they didn't know about each other. So when they found out about each other, they got mad, and then one told the wife, "Hey, he's messing with both of us." Anyway, weird stuff.
What the?
Yeah.
So I'm old. Okay.
So you cheating with 2 women.
No. I'm talking about the woman. But go ahead.
Okay, so they told. So when the husband's confronted, his thing is like, I have a sex addiction. So he goes into counseling for this sex addiction. Now, I don't know if the man is lying or not, because everybody's saying, he lying. He just using that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are saying men will use that as an excuse. I think, but when you think about it, you don't hear about sex addiction a lot in the media. But I do remember hearing about with Kirk Franklin. I do remember watching episodes on different true stories on ID channel that involve people that had these sex addictions. So they are a real thing. But my question is, if you're married to someone with a sex addiction, what do you do?
When you say sex addiction, right? What does that mean? You just have to have sex? Are you addicted to having sex, or are you addicted to having sex with other people, with multiple people? So that's where I'm a little bit confused.
The instances that I have seen on, actually, I had a client like this too. So I'll actually say I had a client like this. There's the instances I've seen on the true stories, they have all had the sex addictions to the point where their partner couldn't completely satisfy them. They had to go outside their partner. So whether it be watching pornos and masturbating or going and actually seeking sex from other people. I had a client who one time, she was married. Her sex addiction was a part of her being bipolar. She's actually one of my mental cases. It's her sex addiction had to do with her being bipolar. And when she went into a certain phase of it, that's what she did. She would go out and have sex with people. So that's part of her. That was her mental illness.
My thing is, when you say sex addiction, does it mean you have to have sex with different people? Because if I have a sex addiction, meaning I just have to have sex all the time,
I just think
that's a high sex drive.
But I think that's the difference. So the difference is not just a high sex drive. It's to the point where, on the movie I saw where the lady was she had sex with her husband for a very long time, but even after he couldn't go no more, she still needed more sex. It's not just high sex drive. It's to the point where your partner physically cannot continue to have sex with you in that capacity, and so you seek. And so I don't think it's I'm sexually addicted to other people. It's more your sex addiction is so horrible that you have to fulfill it all the time, and your partner cannot possibly do that.
If you had a sex addiction, or if I had a sex addiction, and then we have sex for 2 hours, and that's not enough for me, and I got to go out here and have sex with somebody else.
Yeah.
Then so what if I go out here and have sex with them for 2 hours and that still ain't enough? So I just mean I got to have sex all fucking day.
So basically you just going around having sex all the time.
Then that's definitely
it's almost like addicted to drugs.
Oh shit!
You know how you have to keep having it.
So that means that's definitely a illness, and I don't think that person can be married to nobody.
Okay, but what if they are married though? That's the
person they need to divorce them.
But is that
because nobody catching no STD and
okay,
you
but is
be
that
riding around with having kids? Yes, it's damn right, it's a sickness.
So you gonna divorce your spouse?
Yes, I will. Within a heartbeat, because you're not about to be out here sucking and sleeping with everybody, and then I ain't gave you 2 hours, and that ain't enough for you, and you want to go out here and get 2 hours from somebody, and that's still not enough. And 2 hours from there, that's time to go.
Okay, but do you give them a cure period or no?
A cure period, and let them go sleep with everybody?
No. I said a cure period. Do you say, hey, when you find out about this addiction, if it truly is an addiction and you believe that your partner is genuinely addicted, after explaining to you, do you say, okay, well, you need to go to counseling and I'll stick with you while you go to counseling, but you can't be with nobody? Or do you just be like, no, we're just done?
I'm out of here because I'm not going to be, once you cheat on me, I don't give a dang about no addiction or not. I understand an illness is an illness, but a sex addiction is not like crack. A sex addiction is not like
isn't it?
Because it's not to me.
It's an addiction is an addiction.
Okay,
right?
well, guess what? Addiction is an addiction, But guess what? That addiction of you smoking crack ain't gonna give me AIDS, or ain't gonna make you have extra kids.
No, that's
And
not true. Because people who do stuff for crack,
Okay,
don't
well,
get
then-
into the crack. Like they do it, have sex for rocks.
Exactly. And if I ever found out that you was out here sleeping with another dude because of some crack cocaine or any type of drugs, anything else like that, I'm gonna leave your ass then too. Now, if you had an addiction of sex addiction to where like Kurt Franklin was when he just had to watch porn and you couldn't stop masturbating.
Was his all just porn?
Huh? That's all I heard. I don't know. But and if you had an addiction, sex addiction to the point where you just wanted to masturbate all the time, then I may be able to see you through that. But if it goes to the extent, that's just like if it goes to the extent of you going out here to sleep and sleep with other people to satisfy that, then yeah, you can do that by yourself. Because it's like even on drugs, if you was using drugs and you out here and you're going out here stealing stuff out the house or taking stuff out the house, and I may be able to see you through that. But if you go out here and start sleeping with niggas to satisfy that addiction, or you go starting to rob banks to satisfy that, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You can call me whatever you want to at that point, then, because you're in jeopardizing my life.
Well, sickness and the health.
That's not sickness. That's retardedness.
Okay.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not politically correct word to say, no.
You're right. I'm sorry. That's more selfishness.
How's it selfish? A person is a sickness.
That's not sickness. I just said that.
How do you figure though? That's like a mental thing, like for real.
Well, when did you develop it?
Okay, so you don't think people can really you know what bipolar is, right? Because like some people who are bipolar, it brings out like their for example, like if they were molested or something, it may bring out promiscuity. Like, and you really think they would have control over that?
No, I don't know, but I don't have to be around that. I would not. That right there is not. It's something I'm not going to tolerate. To each his own. If someone can tolerate it, yes. But I'm not about to be with somebody and they out here sleeping on everybody. If that's an illness that you have, that's an illness that I can't take. Some people can't take being with people that can't have cancer or lupus or HIV or any other type of illness like that. And I can't take. I wouldn't. Me personally wouldn't be able to take an illness of you having to go sleep with everybody.
Wait, so you mean if you was married to somebody and they had cancer, you think it's okay for the person to leave them?
No, I'm not saying that. If they can't talk, if I don't think it's okay. I think it's a messed up thing to do, right? Because you can't, you can't help you catching cancer. So that's something a little bit different to me. That's a health issue. And for the people that can't deal with that, I don't see.
Okay, but you do understand some people's mental health issues develop later on in life, like he's not the clear blue.
Yeah, I understand.
So, like, what if this person's already married? They've been married to you for 20 years, and all of a sudden, this mental illness hits them.
If you've been married to me for 20 years, and all of a sudden you decide you want to go sleep with everybody, you want to keep on going.
They're not deciding they want to go sleep with everybody. I'm talking about they have this mental health issue.
All of a sudden you become mentally insane where you just want to go sleep with everybody, I'm gone. That's all there is to it.
Yes, sir. What you need? Y'all missed everyone. Everybody was here and they gone. There's some brownies upstairs though on the table for y'all.
Kids been asleep all day. Anyway, so yeah, but if 20 years later, that's what you decide to do, then you can go ahead and do that. If 20 years later you decide you want to smoke some crack or whatever, I'll be more willing to try to stay for that. But if 20 years later you decide to smoke some crack and then want to go suck some to get some crack, then you can go about your business.
We biased.
I call it whatever. That's just something that I can't deal with. And I don't think
even so deal with certain sicknesses.
I deal with sicknesses that's uncontrollable.
That is uncontrollable.
No, you're not. You're not going to say 20 years later, all of a sudden you decide you want to use drugs.
No,
that's a choice you're making.
No, I'm saying
20 years later, you can't.
I'm saying a person 20 years later developed this mental illness that caused them to do that. That's not something they can control.
I need to know what the mental illness is.
Bipolar, schizophrenia, something like that. Well, all of a sudden they just develop something that makes them do that. Multiple personality.
Well, it depends. Like, okay, if you have the multiple personalities where you just like to yell and cause confusion and argue and whatever, fine. But if that mental illness caused you to go out here and want to sleep with people, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be every day, every night of the week trying to find out where you at because you got something stuck up in you or down your throat.
Why are you gotta say it like that?
I didn't say nothing. That's politically correct. I said something. I didn't say what the something was. Could have been a lollipop. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I personally couldn't deal with it. I get it why people would because of love, and I would love you enough to love me enough to leave. But if you have a schizophrenia where you just your multi personalities come out and I don't know. I couldn't even do it to the. I don't know. It's just that's that. I don't know. I actually I can't even answer that. I know for the sex part, I'm just not about to be dealing with you about how to sleep with everybody. I can't handle that.
Mm-hmm. There you have it. He's not going to give you a personal cure period.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not going to give you.
He's going to be like, oh,
you know what?
Sick?
Yeah,
go. Yes, it's in the kitchen in cans.
Yeah, I'm not about to deal with that. Sorry. I'm not gonna give you no Oh, you know what? Yeah, you can have your personal cure period because while you're trying to get cured, I'm gonna be out here with the same illness. All of a sudden I'm gonna develop.
Didn't you just say that that's not the cure? That's not the thing. Cheating back is not the thing.
I'm not cheating back. You're not technically cheating on me because you're ill. I'm gonna claim the same illness. Then we'll go to therapy.
No, if you're doing it intentionally and you don't really have
it's intentional.
It's not. If I'm doing it because I'm sick.
You're sick because sick people keep their clothes on.
No, they're not. No, if that's a sickness and that's a real addiction, babe. If that's a real addiction, you can't sit there and say
ain't gonna tell me you
that I'm doing it intentionally. If I'm just like if I can't control myself because I have a craving and a addiction like that so bad, how you gonna?
Let me explain something to you. You're not gonna get a dick other than mine in 20 years. If that makes any sense, you're not gonna get addiction other than mine 20 years later.
You don't know that.
No, that's not gonna happen.
All stuff happens to people.
That's not happening. I'm sorry. Oh, that's something I couldn't deal with. Now, if I tell you 10 years down the line, oh baby, I think I'm sexually, I got a sex addiction, and I just go out here and start sleeping with people, you gonna be okay with that? Because I'm not gonna believe it.
No. But if I genuinely believe you, I may tell you that you're gonna have to try to get some help because I'm not gonna be sitting around while you just sleep with people.
The help is other women vaginas.
No, the help is you can start seeing. No, they have therapists for that.
Therapists just like they do. Tell me that my dick can't get hard. Sorry. Tell me that I can't get horny. How's a therapist gonna stop you from getting horny?
Because the reason why it's a sex addiction is because it's coming from a place of something, maybe some trauma happened to you. It's not coming from it's not like a natural thing. It's coming from a place where it shouldn't be. So the purpose of the therapist is to get to the bottom of why is this person addicted to this? What happened to them during their life, during their childhood that caused them to be addicted to this?
Because they probably was watching porn and masturbating a lot.
That's not okay, but that's the I'm being serious.
I'm being serious too.
But this is a real illness though.
But
I'm saying that if it's a real, if you looked at it as a real illness, not like just somebody who voluntarily went and started smoking crack, right? Mm-hmm. And became addicted, but somebody who really just, maybe they were molested as a child. And then all of a sudden, all these years back, like this addiction comes forward.
That comes
manifests itself in addiction.
After you've been married.
It could. It very well could. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know
the mind works crazy ways. Like it could actually manifest itself years later and you don't even know where this came from, right? Just like some people develop schizophrenia, like in their 30s, like they're perfectly fine, and all of a sudden one day they wake up and they're just insane. I've had a friend that did this. They were perfectly fine, and then just one day they just start talking crazy. I'm just like, what the heck? Like, what is going on? I'm chalking it up to like, okay, maybe he going through something because he done lost his job and all this stuff. And then when his family starts saying what's going on with him, like this dude just all of a sudden hadn't been crazy at all before, but went to the point where he was like, the alien came down and got my father. And I'm just like, okay, yeah. He like something has happened that triggered some type of mental illness and he didn't even have it like 3 years ago.
I would have to see and do some more research on that because I just don't think that if you've been fine all this time and 5 years after we get married, all of a sudden you decide you just want to go sleep with everybody.
But anybody, that's what I'm saying. It's not like everybody's just deciding on that.
Well, I want to say okay, excuse me. I'm sorry. If 10 years later, all of a sudden you want to say you have a sex addiction, but you never in your previous time have shown that, I'm going to look at that real funny. And then I don't even know how even with that type of, for me personally, I can't speak for everybody else. Even with that type of illness, and if that happens that way, then I'm not even gonna. I don't even know how I could. I would try to help you through it as your friend, but after that, I don't think I could be with you.
It says, all while sexual impulses are natural, sex addiction only refers to behaviors that are done in excess and significantly impacts one life in a negative way. It says, research indicates that excess sexual behavior can develop like a chemical addiction. A person with sex addiction may have compulsive need to be sexually stimulated. This desire often interferes with their ability to even live a daily life. So, like, these are people who like sometimes can't even go to work because that's how addicted to sex.
I get that, but you're not gonna be married and without that, and then be dating that person with all of that.
But they say sometimes it just comes out. It just comes automatically, like you don't know.
Okay, well, I don't know anyone like that. So
sex addicts may alter their activities to perform sexual acts persistently, unable to control their behavior despite any consequences. This compulsive sexual behavior can have serious personal consequences. Like drug or alcohol addiction, sex addiction can impact physical health, mental health, personal relationships, and quality of life.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it can if you catch an STD.
Well, I'm just saying.
I guess that's a little bit hard for me to speak on without being biased or with understanding, because I don't understand it. And
it says some of them fixate on sex to the point where they have difficulty engaging in their other activities.
Okay, and
they fall behind on responsibilities in school, work, personal lives, or become socially withdrawn. They may also prioritize sexual behavior over other forms of relaxation or hobbies. Relationships with families, friends, and partners may suffer because of this.
And I understand that part of it. But what I'm saying to you is all those behaviors would be if I met you like us. We've been together a little over 3 years, and I met you. Those behaviors should have exhibited themselves within the first 8, 9, 10 months.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you, babe. No, if you're talking about any type of mental illness, they don't always exhibit themselves. People who have schizophrenia sometimes don't exhibit anything until they just all of a sudden one day just pop up with it. There's research-based true stories and everything else about people that this has happened to. Like it's just one day they just mentally sick, like, and they had no control over it. There were no signs, no nothing.
I don't think that I could not be there for you or be there for someone in that case. I just couldn't have a relationship with them as far as a sexual or intimate relationship with them. I can be there for them as far as a friend. At that point, I have to go my separate ways with you. It's for that. Anything else, maybe. Depending, even with like with drug use, you only could take so much of that. So if you got a sexual addiction, like I'm not gonna, because it's like saying that, okay, you got a sexual addiction, and all of a sudden, we've done whatever we've done, and then the next morning, because of that, this, that, and the third, I'm not there, or whatever the case may be, and then you go out here and start sucking on somebody, or licking on somebody, or having sex with somebody. You think I'm gonna come back home and talk you through therapy and then want to be intimate with you again? No, that's not about to work.
No, I get that, but that's I'm just saying, can you at least recognize that it may be something that just happens, like it's not necessarily something that you see from the get-go. You could be with somebody for some years and then they just develop this addiction and you don't know why.
How do you keep, saying develop? It has,
or it just occurs. Like I'm saying, it's not the same thing as even a drug addiction, because at some point somebody has to intentionally go smoke some crack or snort some cocaine to become addicted.
Yes.
But if you're talking about something mentally, it's almost like Alzheimer's or some dementia. Like nobody can control when they're going to develop those symptoms.
That's a good parallel.
And so if sex addiction is like that, where you can't control when you're going to develop them symptoms, are you really going to be like, oh, well, F this person? Like, because they...
No, I never said I'll say F you. I just said I couldn't be with you in that capacity, relationship form. I could be there, relationship as a friendship, because I love you and care about you. But I couldn't literally, Jermaine Brown, could never, I don't want to say never. I don't think that I could tolerate or be able to mentally handle someone with a sex addiction of sleeping with everybody or sleeping with people. I could do it if it's strictly, I probably could handle it if it was you masturbating, or when I say you, I'm talking about an individual, or in you, or whatever, masturbating or either addicted to porn, I could deal with that.
But listen to this. It says people such as people some neurological conditions such as dementia have been linked to sexual compulsions. So some people who develop dementia, oh, that's where I remember somebody telling me this before, because they said that's where they got the dirty old man thing from. Because they were saying like back in the day, like you would have like these older men that were always talking really sexually towards other women, like out the clear blue, but what they found was like a lot of people had dementia. And for some reason, dementia led to them being sexually compulsive.
Interesting.
And here saying like some people may have like some type of trauma to their brain or a tumor or something that happened that causes them to all of a sudden start having these sexual compulsions.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle that one personally. Could you handle it? Could you handle me having a sexual addiction?
I think,
and then I'm out here.
No. I think what I could do, what I know I probably could do, is if I genuinely believed, and like they said, they have like some type of image and stuff, right? So if I genuinely believe that you had like a sexual addiction, and like they show me like, yeah, this is what's going on with his brain, it's showing that he has these compulsions, which means there's no way you're lying about this, right? So I know this is happening to you. I think I'd be willing to be like, okay, well, what can we do? Can we put some inpatient treatment, some kind of counseling to try to get this fixed? Now, of course, I'm not going to just be like, well, because you have this addiction, just go out and have sex with people, right? It's going to have to be.
So what happens when I do it? Because that's what I guess that's what would happen. So you're just going to take me back like,
no. I don't know how many. I don't know how many chances I would give somebody. If I knew they were sick, I don't know how many chances I would give them as far as that. Like I said, it may be me finding out and saying, okay, well, you got to go through this and this and that. And if it happens again, I can't be with you. Maybe that type of thing. So like you going into immediate treatment and trying to cure or trying to get whatever you need to stop it. Because they do have therapy for it. Like they said, it can be, you can't go into therapy and you can be like somewhat cured or contained. So it would have to be like that. And then me saying like, okay, but if it happens again, no, I can't deal with you. But I'm saying I'll be willing to give you that opportunity to try to get right before I just left you. Like if I found, like if you're cheating on me and I found out that's the real reason why you did it, I can see myself being more.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Saying, okay, this is what we need to do.
Yeah, I couldn't do that one. So what about if it was one where I was addicted to porn and masturbated all the time? Like you wake up in the middle of the night beside me and I'm just masturbating.
I think even with that, I would have to be like, okay, but you gotta go get some type of treatment for this. Because that's hard for me to even be around. Like if you were doing that.
Why?
I don't know, because I've always considered like in some way that a man I have sometimes thought about it in that respect. Like if a man watch a porn and stuff and they're doing it, I don't know. That's always kind of sometimes felt like cheating.
Keep on going. It's watching porn is cheating.
No, I didn't say watching porn necessarily, but never mind.
No, never mind. I want to hear this one. Oh yeah, let's hear this one, buddy. This one is personal here.
No,
Let's
it's
hear
not. I'm just saying.
So a man,
I'm saying before I've always had a feeling that's borderline or almost could be. I can see where people consider that kind of cheating or feel a kind of way. I don't even know if you want to call it cheating, but feel a way about that. Like I can see why somebody would be bothered by that. So I'm saying, like, even if a person was addicted to sex to the point where they're watching porn all the time and doing that, masturbating, that would bother me if that's what they're doing all the time. If I'm waking up in the middle of the night and that's what they're doing, I'm laying right next to you. There's no reason for you to be doing that. I ain't said I'm not going to have sex with you. I'm not refusing you and you're doing that, then yeah. So
what happens if you laying right beside me, we do whatever the case may be, and then you arrived and got where you needed to be, and I got where I need to be, but then I want to go and start beating, and I just start masturbating after that. That's going to be a problem?
It's going to be indicative that you got something going on, potentially, because why would you need to do that if you've already had an orgasm and stuff.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting. That's fine because I want to have another one, and maybe you sleeping, maybe you did it 3 times, and I or whatever the case may be, and I just want to keep on going.
Yeah, but then that's an indicative that there's something going on.
But I'm not out here sleeping with nobody.
That's
and I'm still
fine, but
you.
it's still indicative that it could be a sex addiction, and actually. You could for now not be out sleeping with somebody, but what happens if that doesn't satisfy you? That you continually need more. Because what I'm reading is with these sex addictions, what happens that they continually need more and more and more and more.
All right, but what if my more and more and more is me masturbating and just sitting there doing this, that, and the third?
I think that
would that be an issue?
I think would bother
right.
me.
If I'm having sex with you constantly, but then I just want to sit over there and masturbate just as much as I have sex with you.
Because there's something going on here.
What is going on? We're pleased. You're pleasing me in that way, or I'm pleasing you, and I'm pleasing myself in that way. So what's wrong with that type of stuff?
Addiction.
And if that was an addiction, why is that not tolerable?
Because
manner,
my concern would be
your concern would be something that didn't happen.
I don't know if it's not going to happen in the future.
So we don't know if we're gonna wake up in the morning.
That's okay. That's fine. I know that. I go to bed. That's why I pray before I go to sleep.
Well, then you should pray. That ain't
it is. So my thing is, if you're doing that all the time, then yes, it's going to be concerning.
No, I don't.
Because that's showing that there's a compulsion going on.
But it's a compulsion that I'm handling.
It's not a healthy compulsion, though.
How is it not?
Because too much of anything is too much. I mean, it is.
Oh, wait till I tell you. I'm glad you. I'm glad you said that, buddy. I want you to remember that.
I do. I'm just saying because I'm just saying that anybody who's doing that, that's too much, and there's something wrong.
If it's not, okay.
It's no different than if I could feed you, and I could feed you, and every time you ask for something, I could feed you. But then if you're sneaking off eating more. Anyway, and it's like, okay, something's going on. That's not healthy. That's not.
Nigga, I'm still hungry.
But you shouldn't be. If I done fed you 10 times that day, and then you're still trying to eat almost like on people 600-pound life, they didn't bought them 10 pizzas, and they still want to eat more. You gonna tell me that's okay because they still hungry?
Yeah, they got big stomachs. No, that's why they so big.
Again, so anything in excess is too much.
So, how is it? Who are we to determine what's excess to other people? I may think it's not in excess, but you're saying it's too much. So then how in the hell are you going to tell me what's too much for me?
I'm not telling you what's too much for you. I'm telling you what's too much for me.
Okay.
If I'm saying, no, I don't want to wake up and 10 times out throughout the night, you masturbating and that's too much for me, then that's too much for me.
Okay.
We got to figure something else out.
Yeah, you want to sleep in another room?
or you gonna get divorced?
Why you gonna divorce me? So you divorce somebody for pleasing themselves, but not cheating. Oh, I'm cheating with who? Myself? Yeah, okay. That's a good one. Well, I don't think I wouldn't care, but now if the shoes are on foot, I really wouldn't care. I really wouldn't care. You masturbate all you want to. As long as I'm getting me. Because that's what happens a lot of times.
Okay, but apparently what happens is it gets to the point where you're not even getting your partner.
Huh? It get to the point where what?
You're not even giving your partner enough because you too busy messing with yourself.
No. That's not what I said. Then you told you changed the whole scenario.
I'm just saying that's what happens.
So you just changed the whole scenario. That's not what I said. I said if we do whatever the hell we do, 2 hours, 30, whatever it is, then
apparently some people have done these masturbation things to the point where like their penises are being damaged and
now if you're doing that,
everything else, that's just not cool.
That's in the realm of being too much. Matter of fact, that ain't even in the realm. That is too much. Like if you damaging and hurting yourself, then yeah, it's like that's crazy. Like the hell you you waking up in the bed thinking like that.
Doing that every night, 5 times a night. Don't you think that's an issue? Yes, it is.
Most guys, do you know? Guys, sometimes I heard them say this.
Gonna get raw and everything else. You doing it like that?
They don't know. That may feel good to people.
Whatever, it's too much.
So what else, baby?
So. All right, what you gotta say?
I love you.
Whatever.
That's what I have to say. Yeah, that's a pretty good conversation.
It was. Anyway, that was all I had for tonight as far as topics.
I had one, man, but I'll be forgetting. I'm gonna have to text myself for real.
Because you don't take anything serious.
I take everything serious.
No, you don't.
I do. I really, really do.
So anyway, that's the two things I want to talk about. Tomorrow, though, we're gonna do a burning
She keep talking about this burning, and I'm scared
ceremony.
she trying to Michael Jackson me.
We're really gonna do a burning ceremony, and I think it's gonna be something that's gonna be. Oh, and that's a good time to do it because we don't have our counseling session tomorrow. So the burning session can be something part of that, but it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be something that's healing, that's worthwhile, and so you all can join us for that tomorrow at what time you want to do it?
Whatever you say.
Tomorrow evening, but it won't be too late. Let's try 8:00 Eastern time.
Hey, we got a new handshake that we I think we can remember this one that we do in the gym. Come on, let's do it, baby.
Okay.
How we do it? Yeah, that's what we do when we work out muscles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So anyway, have a good evening.
Give me 30 seconds. Let me see.
You want 30 seconds to see if you can remember the topic. Because I come up with topics all the time.
She does. What was I gonna say though? I don't know. Never mind. I will say this though. This marriage is fun. I'm sorry. I don't know. I got something to say, and I'm gonna say it in front of the TV camera. Last night she got upset with me because I didn't get up to go get her a drink. Now I always go get her everything she asked me. This, that, and that. I kind of was playing, which I probably.
Okay, since he wants to bring this now because I was gonna bring it up for our touch base. We haven't had our touch base yet. We'll do our touch base now.
Right
go
now.
ahead.
But she got mad at me, a little bit upset with me because normally I'd be like, hey, you want something? Or she'll tell me to go get something, and I do it. I was kind of joking at the moment. At the moment she asked me, I really didn't feel like going upstairs. So I was kind of joking because I didn't feel like going. I was trying to buy time actually, so I could feel like I wanted to get up. And somebody got an attitude, and I just want to know why you got an attitude.
I'm telling you, I had an attitude
because you will never say no to me. I didn't say no.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
So here's the other thing too. Let's say you asked me to go do something, and then I call one of the kids in here to go do it.
No, I asked you to go do it.
That's fine. But wasn't I making it happen?
They ain't your slaves.
No, ain't got nothing about slaves.
When you ask me to do something, do I call the kids and be like, go do this for Jermaine?
No.
Okay.
But are we not two different people?
I don't care. I want the same courtesies.
I give you the same courtesies. It was just that one time.
It was not. And then what made me mad, I wouldn't even have been mad about that. But what made me mad is like I'm saying, like, okay, fine, I'll go up there and get it or whatever, because you wouldn't go get it. I had already put on something I wanted to watch or put it on pause or whatever. I come back down here and he's not even, I don't know. Sometimes when a person, you ask somebody to do something, they say no, and you say, forget, I'm gonna do it. You expect they're gonna be like, okay, no, never mind, I'll go ahead and do it for you. He didn't even do that. Okay, that's strike number 2. And then strike number 3, I come back down, and instead of him being like, oh well, okay, you know, I was gonna go get it for you. He on his game, like he don't even give a fuck, like he doesn't care that he upset me by not, like it just doesn't even matter to him. So he didn't took the movie that I had on. I can't even find the movie anymore because I don't remember the name, but I never could find it after that. But the movie I had on pause that I put on pause so I can go upstairs and get me something. He didn't took it off and start playing his game like he didn't got no care in the world. And to me, that was just a bit disrespectful. So that's why I got upset, because I would never done that. Like even if I didn't go get it for him and he went and got it himself and I didn't offer to go get it, I would have still been like, actually, when he came back down, like, I'm sorry, I would have went and got, should have went and got that, or I wouldn't have took what he had on the screen or what he was getting ready to do and just start doing my own thing and not even caring that.
But it was a movie we was gonna watch together.
It doesn't matter. You turned it or you turned it off, and I couldn't even find it. Like I couldn't find it after that.
Then I'll apologize. However, with the
and I just thought it was rude. Like, so you just really didn't you didn't care. You were so busy worried about getting on your game.
Well, what about
you just didn't give a damn?
Well, what about all the times that I tell you, hey, Zorana, just tell me to do this, that, and the third, and I'll do it, and you be like, I feel like I'm bothering you. Like you're not bothering me.
And
Just
but
tell
that's
me.
why, because then I ask you. So then I take an opportunity. I take advantage of that.
99.99%
It don't matter.
of
But
the
the
time,
time I do take advantage of it and actually ask you to do something,
but
like you tell me this, it
99.99%,
doesn't matter.
it's
The
a
time-
like a pregnancy
No,
test.
it's not the time. The time that I do choose to say, okay, well, he says he'll do whatever, and I ask you, you don't want to do it, and then you wonder why I don't want to ask you nothing.
I apologize, but I was going to get the dang on drink.
You was not going to.
Don't tell me what I was going to do, because I was going to get the drink. I do 99.999%.
This is why it irritates me,
time.
because if he asks me stuff and I never say no to this man.
I didn't say no to you.
And this is what really irritates me. This is what adds insult to injury. So I'm sitting here before I even ask him to go get me something to drink, and I'm sitting here the whole time before I even go upstairs the first time, and it's like, man, I want some ice cream. I should go get this ice cream. I asked one of the kids to go check to see if there's ice cream. I went up there, looked at the ice cream myself, like, I don't know if that's new ice cream or no old ice cream. Come back downstairs. Then I finally said, you know what? I really want me some of this ice cream. It's low carb ice cream too, keto ice cream. So I really want some of this ice cream. Let me go fix myself some. So he doesn't say anything the whole time about one ice cream. Like I've been saying this about one ice cream, blah, blah, blah. He said nothing. He knows that I'm going upstairs. He ain't asked me to bring him nothing, anything. So I go up there. There's only a little bit of ice cream left. That's only enough for 2/3 cups. Like you only have 2/3 cups on this low carb ice cream. So that's exactly what it is. It's 2/3 cups in there. So I put in there, fix me a float, doctor it all up, bring it back downstairs. And all of a sudden he's like, oh, well, you asked me if I want any ice cream. Well, I already know there's no more ice cream. But I know if I tell him that there's no more ice cream, he's going to feel bad. If I give
I wouldn't do that.
No, I'm saying if I give him my ice cream, he's going to be like, no, I ain't going to take your ice cream, right? So I'm like, here, just eat it because I don't need the calories anyway. Because I know that he wants
So you lied to me.
Yeah, because I know that he wanted.
So you lied to me. So we lie to each other now.
No, listen. So because I knew that he wanted some of the ice cream. So I give it to him. And I yes, I lie about why I'm giving it to him. Like, here, I don't need the calories anyway. You take it, but I'm giving it. It's for a good reason. I'm giving it because I want him to have the ice cream because I'm figuring, I'm just figuring if he wants the ice cream, let me give him the ice cream. So then he eats the ice cream, blah, blah. And then I'm like, okay, well, dang, I'm a little thirsty. Maybe I'll just drink me something like a diet soda, pop or whatever, because that'll keep me from wanting anything else that I shouldn't be eating anyway. And so that's when I asked him to go get the diet pop. So then that's why I really got offended when you was like, act like he gonna come this thing, like, nigga, I just gave you this last bit of ice cream that I really, really wanted.
First of all,
but I felt like, let me give it to him because he's asking for it. He probably wants some. Let me give it to him because if like I said, now you didn't tell me this, but I felt like I would feel bad, like if I told you like it wasn't no more. That would have made me feel bad, like the fact that I couldn't give you anymore. Because like if there had been more ice cream, I'd have went upstairs and fixed you something. Like it wouldn't have been no thing. I'd have been like, okay, here, you take this. Let me go up there and fix me another one because blah blah. But there wasn't any more, so I felt bad about the fact that there wasn't any more ice cream.
I love you.
So then for you to do that, then yeah, that hurt my feelings. I was like,
Verano,
what?
I love you. But let me tell you something about your ice cream since you brought the ice cream up. I did at that ice cream moment what we always do. What you just did to me when I fixed my drink upstairs. What we always do. Anytime either one of us gets something, what do? We taste it or drink it. That was nothing no different.
I didn't say it was. I said, but you asked.
Can I finish?
That is not what I'm saying.
Can I finish? Thank you. Because what happened was I did the same thing. My thought process with the ice cream was when I go fix a drink, what do you say to me if I don't get you one? Oh, you didn't give me no drink. So I was being funny. I was saying when you came out with the ice cream, like, oh, so you ain't gonna fix me no ice cream, huh? I didn't really want the ice cream. Because you said, now you in your words, you just said, well, I gave him the ice cream because I know he was going to want some. I just wanted to take a sip just because that's what we all do.
I said to him, I said you didn't tell me you wanted ice cream. You was like,
because I didn't really want it. Okay, I just did that. I just did that because of whatever. Okay. And then you told me, well, I don't really want the calories. You the one that's counting your calories.
Try to see it for what it's not, but go ahead.
Anyway, you the one that always talking about counting your calories and have to get on to me about counting my calories. So when you say I really want it, don't need it anyway because of my calories, yeah, I'm gonna eat it. Because you don't always talking about counting calories. I don't really count
Did you
calories.
just miss everything I said?
I did
don't.
not.
It doesn't have to do. It has nothing to do with how you're perceiving it. It's all about how I perceive this situation. I thought you wanted some ice cream,
Well,
so my perception was wrong. That's fine, but I'm telling you where my heart was at the time.
well, yeah.
So I thought that you really wanted some ice cream, and I knew there wasn't any more,
Well, I'll tell
and
you-
it would have made me feel bad. I ain't saying it was because you would have said anything, but it would have made me feel bad knowing that you wanted some, and I didn't have any more to fix you.
Well,
So what I did was I said, hey, you can have this. I don't need the calories anyway because I was trying to please you.
thank you.
So that's what I'm saying. So then when you turned around and was like, you couldn't go up some stairs to give me something to drink.
Did I say no?
You did.
What did I say? When did no come out my mouth?
I don't know what you did.
When did no come out of
You
my
said
mouth?
no.
I did not say no. I
You
did
didn't
not
get
say
your
no.
ass up to go get it.
Did I say no?
It don't
I
matter.
tried to-
That's saying no in action.
I tried. No,
Because
I
the
tried-
minute you saw me getting up to go get it, if you really didn't mean no, you should have said, baby, I'll go get it. Dang. Sit down, I'll go get it. I was just playing with you. You didn't do that. Instead, what you did was you let me go upstairs and get it, and then you turned off the movie I was getting ready to watch to play your game. So
You
don't
know
try
what?
to make it seem like
No,
something different now.
you know what? After I called Danny or whoever I called in here and then said I was gonna go get it, you said never mind after that point. So now it's like you was to me.
Oh, so now the man who's supposed to know women, now you're gonna act like you don't. Because anytime a woman says never mind, you know the fuck better. Don't do that.
I apologize. But you got mad for nothing. I don't care what you
No,
say.
it's not nothing.
You got mad for nothing.
It's not
It
nothing.
did. Then you
No.
pouted too.
Whatever, because I was
I
being
said, man, we
serious.
can watch TV. We'll watch TV. You go to the laptop. Then you cut the laptop on it.
So, because I was upset.
I love you. I don't want to talk to these people no more. We've been over here.
No, you finish your touch base then since
I
you started.
finished. That's all I wanted to
That's
say.
all you're saying?
You should have got mad at no dang on soda.
I got
Over
mad
soda.
because it's the principal.
It was the principal. I would have went and got the dang
Then
on
you
soda.
didn't. You didn't get it off
Okay,
your ass
then
and go.
you don't. When I tell you I want something to eat and you don't cook, what you do? You call Uber Eats and have them order. You don't get your ass up and go get it from the store yourself. You tell somebody else to come get it. You use them as your
I
slave.
feed your ass on it.
But I was gonna get you your soda. Just the kids was gonna go get it for me.
No, that's
So
totally
what's the
different.
difference?
That's
What is
totally
the difference?
Don't do that.
What is the difference? And that was free. You pay for the people extra delivery charge instead of getting your ass up to go get it to bring me the food. So I got kids.
You
here.
weren't even paying the kids.
That's my point. It was
Okay,
free.
So, okay, so
I was saving money.
No, so pay them then.
So I should have called the store and then
Yep.
had them deliver you a drink.
Yep.
Boy, I tell you, anyway, that's touch base. Love you.
That's all you got.
That's all I got. Except I love you. I was really laughing inside my
I don't care. Do it
Look,
again. You get divorced.
over soda.
Yep. Tell me. No, it's over you telling me no.
Well,
Tell me no.
listen,
Yeah.
it was fun while it lasted, baby. I won't cheat. I just won't get a. I know how to get rid of your ass, man. All I gotta do is say no, and you gonna divorce me. That's great, baby.
I'm saying divorce because we online.
Huh? Oh, her divorce means kill because
No,
we said.
no, I never said that. I don't,
Well,
know, you don't put words in my mouth.
Well, you have family members. As
I'm
witnesses.
not. No, they're not. Why would you say
They
that?
said
Like
that
I don't
last
kill
night.
people. I'm
No,
not a murderer.
no, just me,
I would never
Annalise.
kill you.
Annalise.
Look, here's my touch base.
Huh?
Now I gotta finish my touch base. You
Oh.
did yours. I didn't do mine.
And we've been having great weeks. That was like the first. That wasn't even an argument because I was laughing inside my head. I was sleepy any damn way.
I can't stand him.
And then we ended up staying up watching another movie after that.
You stayed up and watched that whole stupid Tubi movie. I ain't watched that. Did she get the? She make her?
Man, I don't know.
I also saw you gave it some Vicine. I saw that part of it. How did come the Vicine didn't kill her and the baby though?
I don't know what happened. That was. They said, and that's I'll never forget that. She said, "So what are you having?" I don't know. Then the dude get up. So what are you having?
A
little boy.
Yeah. And do you got a name? No, we're gonna wait for their face. And the girl, what's the name?
So what's the
James,
name? James
LeBron, Kobe, somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're gonna watch movies tonight. Yes, we are. But my touch base is I think we had a really good week.
We had good weeks.
Yeah, we have had really
Months.
good weeks. But we still need to discuss some things
Oh shit.
No, we do like this whole trip stuff, and if we're coming back, that type of stuff. I think we need to discuss.
Well,
We said we
9
talk
times
about
out of
it.
10, we're gonna have to come back.
So we discussed that.
How we do all that up there? Hang up the phone.
No, and then like the other things, vision board.
Yeah,
I really want us to do our vision board. We have a vision board that we're supposed to do. So my touch bases, I really would
What's
like
today?
for
Sunday?
you to,
Yeah.
like, take initiative with that type of stuff.
I already know what I want. This is just like us putting it together, making sure that they coincide with what both our visions are.
Yeah.
So that's already in the works.
But anyway, that's where our touch bases are. Like sometimes they're more in depth, but basically we just touch base to see if
I don't
there's
really
been
have any
anything
touch
bothering
base.
us.
Yeah.
If either one of us have done something that maybe it doesn't even have to be something that caused an argument necessarily, but like if it just caused us to be irritated or hurt our feelings and we just didn't say anything about it, like we use our touch bases to kind of talk about that type of stuff, just so that we can know and do whatever we need to make sure it doesn't happen again, or explain what we were doing or why we did it and why a person shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah,
so
like
that's
that
what's
soda.
important. Can you go with me a soda?
No.
Can you go with me a pop?
No.
A diet?
No.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, have a good night, y'all.
I'm drinking water from now on.
Yeah. Oh, and Lent is Wednesday. Don't forget Lent is Wednesday, but we'll talk about that
I got a lint brush
again
so
during our burning ceremony tomorrow. It's going to be very therapeutic, so show up. All right, bye-bye.
You want something to drink for real?